Welcome, and it's my pleasure to be for the first time in this new space in our new warehouse with 65,000 square feet, I understand.
Yes.
And I'm pleased to be here with Miss Barbara Dobbins, who oversees all of our operations. And why don't you talk a little bit about how we got here from our old little space, which I actually called a closet earlier.
Yes, that's a good name for it, Dr. Gullett. So, well, as you know, I like history, so we dug into some history for you. So our former warehouse was built in 1925. That's 99 years ago.
Almost 100 years.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was actually a commodities warehouse where the local train would stop and deliver sugar and flour and those commodities and so forth. But we purchased the building in 1985, which is 39 years ago.
Still a long time ago.
Very long time ago. And guess how many schools we had back in 1985? We only had 25 schools.
So about half.
About half.
Right?
We were about 50%. So we have doubled our size and our need. And of course, as we grew, our need grew through those years, and it left us having to seek out other locations for storage and so forth. So we have 4 different storage warehouses around the district, of which 2 of those we actually rent it. And due to those rental costs over the last 30 years of renting a warehouse space, it actually came up to approximately $1 million worth of cost over the last 30 years.
So let's talk about that, because for some it may seem like I'll use the word, a splurge, and this is certainly not a splurge, but share the necessity and the cost a little bit deeper with what it was before, and the cost to do business and the needs of serving all of our schools, because this building really does touch every single one of our department schools, including charter.
Correct.
At all reaches of the county.
Correct. So indeed, so this is truly now the central warehouse. So going from 5 different locations, 4 ancillary and 1 main compound, we're now in 1 central location, and we go to all reaches of Marion County, from charter schools to all 50 public schools to all of our district office as well. And if you can imagine the consumption of gas and so forth, but really there's a productivity there. As you know, we like to efficiently and effectively get the supplies to the schools for the kids. They need their supplies to be functional. And so now that it's in a central location, the old warehouse was so small that you couldn't even get the forklift to turn around in the aisles.
Right.
So that was an issue. It had climate control issues, rainwater issues, and so forth. This one gives us the adequate space to stage. So in our old warehouse, we couldn't even receive supplies in without stopping productivity, because the semi truck would have to put the deliveries in the middle of the aisle, and then we'd have to stop everything and then stock those out and then resume productivity. So if you know, the money through condensing down to 1 location, from rentals, from gas expenditures and so forth, it really has streamlined it and added to our needs.
Right, so there is a financial and economic component to that. Amelia, and a shout out to Amelia, who just toured us, and I've talked to, I think, everyone here in the building today, and just asked them about their impact. You could just feel it. But the ability to work more efficiently really does have an impact on our final dollar, right? And being able to service and be more responsive to the needs, because they can get the trucks in and out faster, helps with the dollar amount, right? And the human resource.
The human resource. I mean, if you think about it, in this space, this is actually a heated space now, where our old warehouse wasn't heated. So our crews, our staff was working in all this cold weather that we've had. Now they have nice heated area. It's healthier for them. It's newer HVAC, which is healthier, and so forth. Although the main warehouse components are not air conditioned, they are heated.
Yes. So I also asked about expansion. So this wasn't a short-term solution. This is, again, thinking about our current needs, but future needs, which I think we're responsible for doing. And we're looking at years out, the ability to expand spaces as the district grows, which I expect will continue to grow. So that's very obvious here, that that's been built into the plan.
Yes, indeed. So absolutely, we built this to expand. We know that we are being significantly impacted by growth in Marion County, and we have done those studies, and we've had lengthy conversations about the growth in Marion County. So we know that we are on the brink of building a lot of things, and so we have to have a central warehouse that's going to be able to handle that demand, and we have had the ability to plan that into this facility.
Anything else you'd like to add, because there has been a lot of conversation about not just our localized overcrowding and our growth, but also our aging buildings.
Yes.
And for those that are watching, information and just kind of the broad stroke picture of what that looks like next.
Well, absolutely. We have had a lot of conversations about growth. We know that's coming. We know that we have impact of growth studies going on and seeking those impact fees. We also know that we have a lot of old buildings, and in fact, 48% of our 50 schools are already over 50 years old, with 78% of our schools over 30 years old. So with the shortfall of revenue coming in, because we lost those PICO dollars from the state many years ago, we didn't have an impact fee as of recent. We didn't have a sales tax. So our revenue stream really reduced down to where we couldn't even maintain what we had. So with that deferred maintenance, you have growth, you have replacement costs, and you have deferred maintenance that has been done for years, and it leaves us actually with about a $1 billion shortfall of revenue in the next 15 years.
It's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
A lot of money, a lot of need. And so thank you for all of your work that you've done with the team and all the teams to help address our current needs and our future needs for our students.
You're very welcome.
And I think that the students appreciate that, and the employees in our community, and I think it will have a great positive impact for years and years to come.
Lots of shiny new things coming.
Yes, for the right reasons.
Yes.
So thank you for your leadership. We
Absolutely.
appreciate you. This week I wanted to do a special thank you to Lauren Debick, Faustin Gallegos, Daniela Murray, and Andrew Bradley for making these weekly videos possible. This is something I wanted to do since coming to Marion County, to share the great things that are happening in our district with all of our employees and our community at large. Thank you to this amazing team for making this possible.